Hello everyone and welcome to this week's Facebook Live. Today we're going to do something a little bit different and I'm going to show you how to make a fun 3D project that you can use for gift giving all year. I did some of these the other day for Christmas gifts, but today I'm going to show you one using some birthday products because I think this would be a fun thing to give somebody for their birthday too. And when I created these the other day, I had saved a picture last year of an exploding gift card box. I thought it was so cool, but then when I went back this year to create them, the picture that I had saved, there were no instructions on the blog. When I looked on YouTube for the exploding box, there were lots of different versions, but none with the gift cards like the photo I had saved. So I had to kind of create my own, and I thought it would be fun to share it with you and put it out there for everybody else to see so that they can make one themselves. So like I said, I'm going to use some birthday products today, and you can duplicate this with any paper and any occasion that you want. So this just gives you an idea. And then of course you have seen the Christmas ones I posted the other day, and I might have more pictures of those to share tomorrow as well. So I have all my measurements here. I will share these in the video. And then when I'm done, I might put some of these in the description too so that you have them written down. It will probably take me a little bit longer to edit that today because I have an appointment with my son at 12:30. So right after this video, I will have to take care of that. And then I'll go back later and edit the description and put some of these measurements in. But I have them there so you can kind of follow along. They're going to get covered up though pretty quick. Okay, for this you're going to need some type of paper trimmer and something that has a scoring tool. So I have a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock here. That's what you will need to start with and to make your box. And just so you know, this is not a very sturdy box because of the way it falls apart, the exploding part. You have to be careful with how you handle it. And yesterday when we took these to school for the teachers, it was a little windy and the lid started blowing off as soon as my kids took them out of the box that we had them in. So this is kind of a fun thing, but don't expect it to be sturdy. I would use cardstock though for your base of the box. You could use designer series paper, but I don't think it will hold up quite as well with the heaviness of the gift cards once you put those in. I'm going to share some ideas of other things you could put in here too. So if you do something that's not quite as heavy, you could maybe get away with a piece of designer series paper. Okay, so the measurements are very easy. This is a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock, and I'm going to start by scoring at 4 inches on every side. So I've just lined it up. I should get my measurements in here. I've lined it up at 4. And I'm just going to score. Then I will turn it to the next side, line it up at 4 again, and score. Turn it, line it up at 4, and score. And then we'll turn one more time and line it up at 4. And score. So now what I have is 9 squares on my 12 by 12 piece of cardstock, and I'm going to cut out the squares in each corner. Now you could use your scissors to do this. I'm going to use my paper trimmer so that I get nice straight lines. So I'm just lining up the score line in the tray there, and then you'll notice there's a little line on the paper trimmer, and I'm going to line that up with my score line up here. And then we'll move this and cut out the other side like that. Now you want to save these squares because I'm going to use some of them on my box. If you don't use them all on your box, you can use them for another project. So don't toss those out because it is a nice square of white cardstock. So then I'm just cutting out the corners. You can use scissors. I am using my trimmer just so that the lines are nice and straight, but totally up to you. If you are watching this live or later, comment and let me know if you have ever made something like this before. I have heard of exploding boxes, but this particular type I had trouble finding. So, have you made an exploding box before? Yes or no? All right, so let's get this corner out. There we go. Okay, so now I have the base of my box, and if I fold these in, these are going to be the sides of my box. So like I said, this is not very sturdy because the sides aren't even connected. You're going to put it like this and put the lid on. And then when the lid opens off, it'll pop open, revealing the gift cards. So, and sorry, my kids are home today. So what do you need, Grace? You can peel that. Go in the other room, okay? Okay, we're going to decorate the outside of the box, and I'm using some of our Bright and Beautiful Designer Series paper. So I have 4 squares that I've cut, and these are 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. So they will fit around the edges of the box with a little bit of an edge. And I'm just going to adhere those to the sides of my box. So there's a lot of fun patterns in this paper. It is perfect for birthdays. But like I said, you could use, I don't know, should we do the stripes? Or maybe you do the stripes. You could do Christmas too, and that's what I did. I made some for Christmas. And I kind of alternated patterns. You could do all the same pattern if you wanted to. But I'm just alternating because I think that's fun to see more patterns of the paper. So we'll have stripes on 2 sides and stars on 2 sides. Okay, so this kind of gives you an idea. That is how the box will look. Then on the inside, let's see the pieces I have for that. Okay, I cut a piece of Azure Afternoon that is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. So again, I will have that little border of the white around. And then I'm going to take one of the squares that I cut out from the edges, and I'm going to trim it down to 3 1/2 by 3 1/2 so that it fits inside that blue box. Now you can do some stamping on here. I didn't today. You could also do writing in here. This is where you could write your message to your recipient, but I'm just going to adhere that down. If you were doing stamping, I would recommend doing that ahead of time. But if you're just writing, it does not really matter. And now we're going to make the little pockets for our gift cards. So I have some more of the Bright and Beautiful Designer Series paper, and these measure 3 by 4. And we're going to use these to create little pockets around the box. So what I'm going to do is cut them at an angle. You don't have to. You could make like a shorter straight pocket. But I'm going to line up one edge here and then line up with the 1 1/2 line on my trimmer like this. So I have this corner here, and then this corner is lined up at 1 1/2. Cut that off, and I'm going to do that to all 4 of my pieces here. Like that. If you wanted a different angle, you could do a different angle too. I would just make sure that all 4 of yours are the same so that they look the same when you open it up. Okay, last one here. Like that. Okay, and these I would adhere down with a stronger adhesive, either tear and tape or Stamp and Seal. And you only want to put adhesive on the 3 edges, the 2 sides and then the bottom, because then your gift card will be able to slide in. Now, if you don't want to do 4 gift cards for someone, you could make little notes to go in these pockets too. And you could just do a little piece of cardstock with another sentiment or some stamping on, and it'll tuck right into the little pocket that you made. So I alternated these two and did more patterns of the paper. You wouldn't have to do different patterns. You could do all the same. There's a lot of options. For the teacher gifts that I did, that we handed out yesterday, we did one larger gift card to a restaurant, and then we did some smaller ones. You could do just like $5 or $10 to places like Starbucks. We have Sonic by us, so we did that. Amazon, Jamba Juice, if you have those are good. So that way we could get the 4 gift cards, but it wasn't necessarily spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars on gift cards. Now, of course, depending on who you are giving this to, that would depend on how many gift cards and what you want to put in there. Or you could do some gift cards and some little notes. Okay, so that is the base of our box. Now we're going to do the lid. So for the lid, I just picked a coordinating color out of the paper, and I chose Azure Afternoon. And this, for the lid, it measures 6 by 6. And then we're going to score at 7/8 on all sides. What that will do is leave a square in the middle that is just slightly larger than the 4 inches. And that allows you to be able to fit it on your box easily without having to squeeze it. If you left exactly 4 inches, it would be a very tight fit. So that's why we're doing the 7/8. So this is how it will look. And we're just going to cut these lines right here to create little tabs. And we'll fold in our lid. So I'm going to cut right along that score line. And then just cut a little triangle out to make a little flap. And that just allows you to have a little wiggle room so you don't have the top of your flap hanging over onto the top of your lid. I don't know. I learned this trick with 3D items a long time ago. And like I said this morning in my post, if I can figure this box out and make it, then anyone can, because 3D items are not my forte. But this one I could figure out and do all by myself, and it was even the first try, so I was pretty impressed with myself. Okay, before I create the lid, I am folding all the score lines, but I'm going to decorate the top somewhat before we make it so that it's not quite so flat. So I'm going to grab another one of those white squares that I cut out, and I don't think I need this anymore, so I'm going to move that out of the way. This is another one of the white squares that I cut out from the corner of the bottom of my box. So I'm just using that as kind of a mat. And since my lid is a little bit bigger than 4 inches, we'll have that edge again. And then I cut another piece of the Designer Series paper. This one is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 again. So I will adhere that like so. And then I've used the Beautiful Balloons bundle. This is part of the same suite that the paper came from. It includes this stamp set, which is perfect for birthdays, and then there is a die set that of course will cut out some of these images. There's also a fringe die, these stars I love, and then this die came from the All That dies. So I did this ahead of time so it would go a little bit quicker, and I forgot to bring my dimensionals in, so I guess we won't have any dimension today. We'll just go flat. I would probably pop these up, but I forgot those. So I'm going to kind of center my happy birthday. I stamped the balloon and the string in Bubble Bath ink. And then I stamped the happy birthday in Azure Afternoon. Let's see, I think we'll put that one down there. This is Lemon Lolly, another color in the paper. This is some of our soft shimmer specialty paper in the Bubble Bath. And I think these would look awesome popped up with dimensionals. But I don't have any in here, so I always forget something. And we'll put the Azure Afternoon star over there. And then I'm just, you know what, before I add, I'm going to add some embellishments and ribbons, but I think now we can adhere our lid. So all you're going to do is put some adhesive on your little flaps here and fold it. And again, a strong adhesive here, the multi-purpose liquid glue or tear and tape or the Stampin' Seal Plus are all good options. And we're just adhering those tabs in. So you just want a little adhesive on there. Maybe I'll do this one too right away so it's flatter. And that goes on the inside of your lid. You just want to line up the edges there. Like that. Okay, and then before we put it on our box, I thought these ribbons worked well. This is our sheer ribbon combo pack. The colors are Bubble Bath, Lemon Lolly, and Azure Afternoon. I don't know. Let's see. I think we'll use the Azure Afternoon. I was going to have you vote, but I'm not sure anybody is watching live today, so I will choose. But you can tell me if you're watching later, which color would you choose? Blue, yellow, or pink? I'm going to do blue to go with my box lid. So we'll just trim the edges there. Yep, my kids are home for Christmas break. There we go. Let's see. I think maybe we'll put that right there. And then I'm going to also add a few of our Tinsel Gems. This is our Tinsel Gem 4-pack. And a lot of these colors are also in the paper or close. You've got a blue, you've got the Berry Burst, and Lemon Lime Twist.
I love Berry Burst.
That's my 5-year-old. She loves to craft with me. And I love Berry Burst too. So I think we're going to use a few of those.
Yay.
Maybe a blue one because we've got blue and pink on the top here. This blue is actually Blueberry Bushel, I think, but it goes well with this. So there we go. We've got a few embellishments on the top. Now, to finish off the box, you have to kind of hold it together and then put the lid on. Okay, so like I said, this is not that sturdy because the sides are not connected, but part of the fun is when you take the lid off and it pops open with the gift cards or whatever little notes you've stuck inside. So that is the exploding gift card box. That's what I'm calling it. I think it is a lot of fun for anyone who receives it. And I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial and that you will make one yourself. Thank you for watching today. Next week I will have a recorded video because it is Christmas week. I recorded it yesterday and we will be using the Simply Sparkling bundle, which is a lot of fun. You can tell Grace loves that bundle too. She thought my cards were cute, so make sure you come back next Thursday. The video will post at 12 o'clock and you can watch it then. Have a great day and a Merry Christmas. Bye.